Can you say something about what it's like starting and funding a political party in Moldova?
It's definitely not easy, but it's very interesting, especially that the party that we have started is an authentic one, not the ones that we have seen. And I'm saying this because there are important differences with respect to our party. First of all, this is a party which is being financed completely transparently and legally, and Moldova hasn't had such cases before. Second, we really respect democracy, so it's the first party where people are being promoted in functions within the party based on secret voting, so that nobody can influence anyone. We have enough cases in Moldova when political parties became one-person party and when the decision-making was monopolized by one person. We are trying to avoid this, and we invest in democracy. And this is a political party which is being built and developed based on voluntary work, because we don't have the big money the other political parties have, and in their case this is money coming from corruption. We do not pay our activists. Our activists do the work because they believe in the objectives that we announce, because they want to contribute to the change.
Would you like to see any action taken at a constitutional level to help smaller parties compete on a level playing field?
First of all, we would like to see straightforward regulations being enforced when it comes to funding political parties. This is not there today in Moldova, and this creates unequal conditions for political parties. A political party which respects the laws and a political party which doesn't and is being financed non-transparently do not have the same conditions for running. So this is what we're expecting, and this is what we're putting pressure for, having transparent and legal funding of political parties. We also want the state to contribute to this funding, but this funding should be conditional, not today only parties which are in power can get funding from the state budget, and parties in opposition don't have such an option. We believe that it should be conditional. Only those parties which respect the law and they can prove it should have access to this money. Otherwise, this doesn't make much sense, because on one hand, these parties are being financed through illegal activities, through corrupt measures, and then at the same time they get money from the state budget.
Corruption has been uncovered. How did the authorities react to that?
Not all the corruption has been uncovered. Unfortunately, in Moldova, there are many corruption cases. The banking sector fraud was uncovered. We know how much money was stolen. We still don't know how it happened and who are the people to be sanctioned, and especially where to look for the money, because this is the biggest problem. So the fight against corruption is at the beginning. It's very selective. It just happens when one political leader wants to fight with another political leader. It's not true fighting of corruption by the state institutions.
You have a record in fighting corruption. You were a minister for education. How did you help to fight corruption whilst being a minister?
Well, in education there are different avenues for fighting corruption. We started with the national exams. This is the 12-year exam where people used to pay to get higher grades. We did impose on them video cameras. We filmed the exam and we managed to stop this. Of course, the results were dramatic. Almost half of the young people who otherwise before would take the exam did not take the exam after we introduced these measures, but we also managed to reduce by half the amount of bribes paid in education. So this was the first step of telling people that cheating is not good, that buying your grades is not good, that buying your diplomas is not good. Of course, we took other measures aimed at improving the efficiency of public spending in education, because we do need to have more money to increase salaries. Small teacher salaries are a reason for corruption. Poor funding of school infrastructure is another problem because parents are asked by school directors to contribute to this. And we know that the state should fund this expenditure. So we had a complex program of measures, and it did show results. And I am in politics today because people did appreciate the measures that we took to fight corruption.